Dozens more migrants are now calling Chicago home tonight, arriving in the city by bus today.
Here in our newsroom, we've been keeping track of those numbers. We know that since last August, more than 15,000 migrants have arrived in Chicago, more of them coming in tonight just hours ago. And with aid and shelter running thin, we asked Mayor Brandon Johnson if the city of Chicago would continue to be a safe haven.
We cannot afford to accommodate this.
And some residents are calling for the city to put more funding into their communities instead.
Southside has been under-resourced, underfunded for years, for decades.
Look at that. You're starting to piss off the black folks, and you definitely don't want that. 15,000 that they know of, right? This is a number, so you already know it's more than that have been coming there since last August. And that number is going to swell, and they're soon going to look like New York City and be very similar. Before we dive into you have to hear this response from the mayor. Before we dive into that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you could please share to get it out there. So you have all these residents complaining, right? These are the people. This is what you were elected to do, right? To give them a voice, to come for their needs, to make sure their rights are protected, so on and so forth, to take care of the city, to make sure it's when you leave, it's better than how you came. That's what you're supposed to be doing. And that's the exact opposite that's happening here in Chicago.
Who's helping me?
The focus, this migrant shelter in the old Wadsworth Elementary School.
I would ask you all to go out there at night, in the middle of the night, and see what goes on.
They rob us, they harass us.
And their patience is wearing thin.
Let me say this. They got one more time to deal with it, because otherwise, next time they deal with it, they're going to deal with it from the streets. We're going to take over it. Nobody's going to be able to stop us from what we're going to do to them.
So these people aren't stupid. They're letting you know that there's been no resources. They don't give a hot damn about these individuals for years. But now these people come, they're getting 3 square meals a day. They're making culture appropriate meals for them too. They're not sitting them down and saying, here's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, some apple juice and an apple, or something like that, or an orange. And, we might give you like a Klondike bar as a treat or whatever the case. You guys remember those TV dinners? And then at the end of it, you had like the little fudge cake with the sprinkles on it, and you heat it all up in the microwave. I'm pretty sure I hated those. Maybe there's a lot of people that I couldn't stand those. But anyways, they're getting culture appropriate meals made for them. So 3 meals a day, they got a laundry service, all this red carpet's being rolled out. And the individuals, Chicago, man, what the hell is it? What about us? Y'all haven't done none of this stuff for us. What about the homeless on the street? What are you doing for the people that have been there? You're rolling out the red carpet for these individuals, for the sanctuary city nonsense, but you've been neglecting these people for years. Mind you, didn't Labor Day just pass? 42 people shot. That's what's happening. John Wick doesn't even clap that many people in a night. That's what's happening in Chicago every single weekend. And sometimes it'll dip to 35, then it'll go to 50, then it'll come to 40, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? 7 killed here, 5 here, 11 there. And it's just like the numbers are just rolling together. And so why aren't you guys dealing with that issue? Aren't those just lives just going out the window, just right into the gravesite, right? We're not gonna talk about none of that. But listen, so after all this is going on, the people are complaining, right? You see what's happening with the city. You already see what New York's going through. Same thing's about to happen in Chicago. The people are sleeping in police stations. It's beyond ridiculous what's happening. Listen to this mayor, Brandon Johnson. Listen to his response after all that.
We've seen police stations saturated, volunteers stretched thin. With all of that said, will Chicago continue to be a welcoming sanctuary city?
Yes.
Just straight up with the most serious face you can possess, looks her right in the eye and says, yes.
Will Chicago continue to be a welcoming sanctuary city?
Yes.
That's what's happening. So I don't care what the residents are saying. They're running all these meetings every single weekend. They're protesting. They're putting them up in senior living homes. They're having people. Did you guys see that? The elderly gentleman that had to get kicked out of where he was living to make room for the illegals, right? So all this stuff is going down. The people don't want this. The people can see it being just a complete dumpster fire. What does the mayor tell you? You're supposed to represent the people, right? No, we're going to continue doing what I want to do. I don't care what you guys are complaining about. You guys don't call no shots. You put me in this position, right? You already know what was going to happen. Here you go. I'm going to force feed it to you till you throw up, and I'm going to feed you some more. This is just blatant. They should completely, right here, anybody who voted for this dude should just slap themselves. Any of them that lined up to go and vote for this, because he's been preaching this is what all he's about. And even when the rubber meets the road, right, and you see that how bad it's really getting, this fool's gonna look and just say, yes, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing. We know it doesn't work. We know they're sleeping in the police station. We know they're out on the streets. They're intense, all this stuff. We're going to keep doing this because if it doesn't work now, it's going to work later. And that is the mentality. That's what I'm trying to say. When you look at the whole view of this country with gas prices, immigration, all of this stuff, everything's trending in the wrong direction. And they think by doing the same thing that somehow it's going to flip at some point and it's going to look good. If I'm in a relationship and, man, I've been wailing on her, I'm beating the brakes off her, she's beating the brakes off of me, this is how eventually it's going to turn out. It's going to be a healthy, great relationship. At some point in time, we're going to be cool. We're going to be the best couple. No, it's time for us to break it off. We shouldn't be together. What the hell are we doing? This don't work. It's simple with this. What you're doing, your stupid policies, do not work. You should have to wear like some kind of chain or a lanyard that says who you voted for before you go air your grievances. So that woman right there, I'm sure she's a great lady, right? That's complaining about how they've been underserved. Let me see your lanyard. Did you line up to vote for Brandon Johnson? Because I can go back and I can show you about all these policies, defund the police, sanctuary cities, all this stuff that he stood by and that you lined up to vote for him. So so you're basically getting what you signed up for. Like, I ordered a pepperoni pizza with black olives and I'm pissed because the black olives are on there. That's what you ordered. Just what the doctor ordered, right? That's what you wanted. So how are you complaining? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she voted for somebody else. But if I had to bet, man, I'll put up $20. I would bet, not much. I would almost guarantee you she voted for Brandon Johnson, but she's sitting up there complaining about what's happening. I can almost guarantee it. I would love for her to announce who she voted for. But that's my whole solution to a lot of this stuff right here, besides electing other people that are actually going to stand up and do the right thing. You need to have a lanyard or some kind of sign on your forehead, a post-it note, that yes, I voted for Eric Adams of New York, but I'm sick of the illegal immigration situation.
New York has a brand. It has a brand.
I voted for Joe Biden, but man, the gas prices are crazy. These people laid out exactly what they were going to do. Now that you're getting it, you don't want to deal with it. How does that work? Isn't that crazy to you guys? Or maybe it's just me.
It is time for Chicago to come alive. Come alive, Chicago!
So do you guys think that, man, the hell with it, they voted for it, so they made the bed, they gotta lay in it? Or do you guys think that something has to be done before this just starts spreading to other cities and other states? Because that's where I can see this going at the end of the day. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you guys could please share so we can get it out there. And I will catch you guys on the next one.